You can stay right there. Here we go. All right. Here we go. How are you? Good. All right. We got everybody? Wow. They're still coming. Okay. Didn't seem like it was too long ago that some of you guys were walking down that hall like that. So I have a picture. I'm going to show it to them first. So here you go. Discipleship class, confirmation picture. Dylan, you were in the other class, so you get off the hook on this one. So I wasn't going to show that to all of you. So as you can tell, there's quite a bit of change. I need to be able to throw that up on the board here. I want to share this with you. Here, you guys can look at it. Pass that around. So that is the folks sitting before us when they got confirmed a few years ago. Today is always a very special day. One of the things that I want all of you to always remember is that education is a core pillar of what it means to be a Moravian. We have believed that God gave us minds, and the history of the Moravian Church is one of believing that we should do everything we possibly can to grow in our knowledge so that we can serve others in the world. And so that's one of the reasons why today is such a special day, because these young people sitting before you have come to this milestone in their life. If you look in your bulletin, we also recognize Matt Seiler graduated from graduate law school. Seilers are happy. We also had many college grads this year as well, and unfortunately we didn't get information from all of them. But just to let you all know that one of the joys of being a church family is walking with each other through all of these different times in your lives and also celebrating these accomplishments. So as these young people put on cap and gown today, go sit in a hot gym, figure out what they're going to hand off to Mr. Nickel, or do you guys pass stuff up? Oh, you don't know. In Sebastopol. But as they come to that moment, for their families to know and for them to know that they have the absolute love of their church family, and that wherever God is going to take them, as we sang in that last hymn, I can't help but tear up on that last hymn of that liturgy. You know, sons and daughters must depart, but that's a good thing. It's a good thing because you're going to go forward in the world and do great things. And so we look forward to the accomplishments that are going to be coming in your lives as well, and the celebration of the time then when you're going to be able to graduate and sit here before us. Thank you all for coming up. It's so good to see all of you.
Our scripture reading today is from John chapter 17, verses 20 through 26. My prayer is not for them alone. I pray also for those who will believe in me through their message, that all of them may be one, Father, just as you are in me and I am in you. May they also be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. I have given them the glory that you gave me, that they may be one as we are one. I in them and you in me, so that they may be brought to complete unity. Then the world will know that you sent me and have loved them even as you have loved me. Father, I want those you have given me to be with me where I am, and to see my glory, the glory you have given me, because you loved me before the creation of the world. Righteous Father, though the world does not know you, I know you, and they know that you have sent me. I have made you known to them and will continue to make you known, in order that the love you have for me may be in them, and that I myself may be in them.
In our scriptural lesson that Maggie just read so beautifully for us, we find that Jesus is offering a prayer on behalf of his disciples. He's praying that God will watch over them and protect them and care for them. It's an appropriate passage for today, because the context of this passage is that he knows in a very short period he's going to be separated from them. He knows that he's going to be arrested, that he's going to be taken to Calvary, that he's going to die. And even with the hope of the resurrection, he knows that his relationship with them is never going to be what it was before. And so he reminds God. He reminds God that he made God known to those disciples, to his followers. And because of that, they all belong to God. On Graduate Sunday, we stand with these young people at a watershed moment in their lives. They are about to leap from the nest and begin new journeys, new challenges, new opportunities. And so this day is always, in so many ways, a bittersweet day. It is what parents and family and teachers work hard to prepare you for all these years. But then when the time comes, it's like, well, but it's what you need to do. It's who you need to become. And so we thank God for this. We too pray for God's care of you. We thank God and ask that he would use you in this world to be a blessing, as you've been a blessing to us. Now, year after year, I stand up here and I am blown away by the gifts and accomplishments of the young people. And these groups sitting before you, we have scholars, and we have athletes, and we have artists, and we have musicians, and we have some lot of crazy stuff that happens with this group too. A lot of laughter and a lot of joy. And so throughout their journey, through their life in the church, they have been an incredible blessing to us. It is our practice on this Sunday that I take a few moments and speak to each one of them, and I do this on your behalf, so that they may know our blessing, so that they know that we know them, and wherever they go and wherever they wander, they always have a home in their church and a family that loves them and will stand with them as they go out and change the world. So we'll work our way down the line, beginning with Mackenzie Doust. Mackenzie, for such a person of small stature, you are incredibly powerful person. It has been a joy watching you grow into that, to becoming that. One of the things that I admire about you is, boy, oh boy, can you run. You run like a gazelle. You have that passion, and you go out and you lay down those miles, and you go out and you compete. And it's just one of the ways that we see that power that is inside of you, that determination, that commitment and desire to push yourself. But I have seen it in many other ways, particularly in how you live out your faith. I learned very quickly after our first mission trip together that you get it. Sometimes we haul kids all over the place, and I don't know if they ever get it. You get it. You understand why you were there. You are committed. You are passionate about serving others. You show leadership on those teams. You serve in order to be Christ. You not only throw yourself completely into those situations, which frankly can be uncomfortable and challenging, but I know on those trips you'd come back and we'd have that debriefing time, and you would take the lead in speaking boldly about what you had learned from the people that you had served. You have been a blessing to your family and your friends, and we cannot wait to continue to see how you use that power of faith as you continue on the race that God has for you. Miss Anna Fisher. Anna, I could go on and on and on about all of those special Anna moments. You guys all have special Anna moments. Yes, there are so many. So many. They're moments that only you can create. In every area of your life, you leave a mark. Sometimes it's painful, but usually not. It's a mark. One of my favorites, for example, is walking through Central Park on a mission trip, and Anna just decides to stop right in the middle of Central Park and throw an impromptu dance party. Doing was it the floss? I think we have it on video. Thank you for the joy that you bring to everybody. You bring joy. That is an incredible gift in this world, because there's a lot of people in this world, they bring heartache and drama and headaches, but you bring joy. Thank you for attending your faith in the way that every year you make sure you have time to get to Shatek and to go and to be with your church community that's there that helps you grow. And thank you for being a leader. I'm going to miss you, the older half of the Beckham sisters, greatly on the soccer field next year. In fact, I know you ended the season with a head injury, and that was a disappointment. But you know, Anna, you show so much commitment to those girls and those teammate members. I know there are a lot of people that probably would have used that as an excuse to stay home and go to senior night, but you didn't. You were there to cheer on your team. And that speaks about your integrity and character. You are a leader, and I guarantee you, you're going to be everyone's favorite teacher. Marley, hi neighbor. Marley, those who know you best, I think, would agree with me that I've told you this many times, you're an old soul in a young person. The time you were a little girl, you had love and wisdom to share that many people don't accumulate until much later in life. And we saw it around here weekly for years. You were my rock here as kids would be coming in, scattered, having problems, worried about things. I'd say, go talk to Marley. You'd be there, you'd be encouraging, you'd be looking after them, after the younger kids. You would lead and guide. And some of my favorite moments, though, weren't actually what was happening on Wednesday nights, but when we would get in the car and we'd drive home together. And you would offer me your commentary and perspective on the world, and I would be in tears. Along with this wisdom and love, God gave you the voice of an angel. And I don't know if you can appreciate how it has touched so many of us in such a profound way. And I want to thank you for being a thoughtful and good steward of that gift. We are all very excited to see how you're going to strengthen all of that, and how in the years ahead you're going to use all of those things that God has given you to make a difference in this world. Ashley Hansen. Now, Ashley, by the time you started coming to this church, you were past all those typical kid milestones that the kids in this church go through. You were past Rams and First Communion and Confirmation. So I am incredibly grateful that you and I were able to build a friendship at the second place where I spend the majority of my time other than here, and that would be, of course, on the Clipper soccer field. Through that experience, I found out what an absolutely amazing person you are. You're incredible. You're able to manage 30 hard-charging soccer players, a tribe of assistants that would hover around you like little bees, and then, of course, a group of coaches. The less we say about the coaches, the better, right? But you would do all this. You would be able to keep everything together, to keep us together, organized, with a smile on your face, and always with the answers that were needed. And that's because you have a servant's heart. You're passionate about what you do. Your kindness and your grace is an inspiration to those who are around you. So Ashley, don't be surprised if you're studying on a Tuesday or a Thursday night, and you'll get a frantic phone call from me in the press box begging you to come home. but don't. You stay and do what you need to do. But it has been a joy. Dylan Kroll has been the lonely guy throughout all these years with all of these wonderful young women. But Dylan, it's been an amazing journey, and everything's gone so fast, and I can't believe we're at this point with you. It just seems like yesterday when you were a little kid. Remember, you'd come in on Wednesday nights, and you would bring me your collection of Garbage Pail Kids to show me the cards, and we'd go through your collection. But then pretty soon it was you and I and the boys, we'd be sitting in the youth room watching the Bucks games, and gosh, pretty soon after that we were looking at pickup trucks in the parking lot. Dylan, you are a great friend and a great brother, and your family treasures you, and I hope you know what a gift you are to them and everyone who knows you. We are so proud of you. And I know you have plans for the future, things that you want to do and accomplish, and we're looking forward to those future plans as you figure out how you're going to uniquely serve the world. And thank you for always being here. I appreciate that so much. Natalie Michael. Natalie, one day we were bagging groceries. Remember that? Yeah. Getting ready to go on some mission trip. I can't remember where it was. We were up at the Pick and Save, and we got to the end of the day, and you were the only one left there, and it was threatening rain, and I remember that I had to convince you that I could drive you home. No, I can walk that, Mac. That's no problem at all. And I say, Natalie, it's like 2 miles down the highway to your house in the rain. No, it's no big deal. Finally, I got you into the car. So we could talk about Natalie, the artist, and Natalie, the actor, and the songbird, and the many dozens of other gifts and talents that you have. But I want to lift up Natalie the humble. You who are willing to walk home in the rain. While so many other people spend so much time and effort drawing attention to themselves and trying to make sure they get what is theirs, that has never been you. You go about quietly serving and caring and making this world a better place. And Natalie, that pleases God. And I want you to know, Natalie, I'm still finding these little drawings of little abominable snowmen that you drew in middle school, and you placed them all over this building, and I am convinced 10 years from now, I'm still going to be finding them probably. But we'll be thinking of you when we do. Finally, the end of the alphabet. Tess. Emily. Now, over the years, there have been many valedictorians and salutatorians sitting in the front pews on Graduate Sunday at the Moravian Church. And we're so proud that Miss Emily Tess is co-valedictorian of Sturgeon Bay High School 2019. Now, Emily, we always knew you were smart because you drove us crazy because you were so smart. But MIT smart, congratulations. You know, all years that I've lived here, I think of only 2 people I know that went to MIT, but you know what the good news? It was a Moravian also, so you got good tradition. But Emily, along with all of that brain power, there is so much more to you, so much more. You have a wicked sense of humor. You are a committed friend. You have unlimited enthusiasm for the things that you are passionate about. And you are someone who is willing to serve others in this world in a genuine and meaningful way. So we are so excited to see where you're going to go and the amazing things that you're going to do. I would just say, please be kind to us, Emily, when you're out there ruling the world, okay? These are the graduates that were able to be here. We had a couple that could not because of work situations today. But I'd like to invite you in joining me in recognizing them and honoring them. It is our tradition on this Sunday to end by singing, I, the Lord of Sea and Sky. It is a reminder of all of our calling. As Reader said, in our little Moravian church, we know that very many of our young people, they're going to go off into a world where there aren't a lot of other Moravians. But they go to share our love to the world from this place, from this congregation that has nurtured and loved them in Christ. Let us stand as we sing together.